Welcome to the Crystal Palace Academy for today's Premier League under-18 game between Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Palace are second in the league. They're only behind Fulham on goal difference, so it is a chance to go top of the league today, and Chelsea sit in 6th position. We're at this lovely new growing academy. It's an amazing Deso pitch behind us. Later on we're going to have commentary from Will Robinson and then the, as always, insightful Palace legend Mark Bright. Sorry that I'm not there up in the gantry to bring tea for you today, Mr. Bright. But before all that, let's hear from the under-18 midfielder Jack Wells-Morrison and the manager, former Palace captain Paddy McCarthy. Jack, home game against Chelsea today. How tough a game are you expecting it to be?
It's going to be a tough game. They're obviously a good team, but I think we're ready for them, and yeah, we're prepared.
And how have the most recent games gone? I mean, absolutely destroyed West Brom, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a good game. Also, I scored as well, so that was nice. But you have to take every game as it comes. Every game in this league is quite hard, so yeah. Earlier
on in the season, the game against Chelsea, how big a moment did that feel at the time for you guys after having stepped up to Cat 1?
I think it was a big moment for us in the season, because obviously they've been in Cat 1 for quite a while, and I think that just gave us that confidence that we needed, that we belong here and we're meant to be here.
What is this team's style of play, would you say?
Quite aggressive. We like to get on the ball. We like to get at teams, and yeah, that's mainly it.
Got a very early goal in the last game that we had out on YouTube against Norwich. You're hoping to start again like that?
Hopefully. Obviously the result didn't end the way we wanted, but it's always nice to score, but whatever, I always want to win, so that's the main thing.
And what's your game? You're in the centre of midfield today, aren't you?
Yeah.
So how would you describe yourself?
I like to get on the ball, I like to win tackles, win headers, and just make sure everything's secure and to win, really.
You've got Aidan Steele in there with you. How do you two, what's the difference between your two games?
I think he's more of a technical player, although I do like to get on the ball as well. I do like to win tackles and do obviously a defensive side, but also score as well.
And you're a Palace fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is it quite a rarity in coming up through the Palace Academy? I guess there's a lot of Chelsea and Arsenal fans, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a few. There's only me and Joe Whitworth are the only two Palace fans, but it's always nice.
So what Palace games over the years going to have been memorable for you?
The playoff final when I was there, the penalty. I just remember jumping up and down, seeing it from the top. Couldn't really see anything, but yeah, it was a good moment.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Battersea, really, Tooting, around that area. Now I live in Sutton, so around there, yeah.
Okay, right, I'll let you get on with the warm-up, but best of luck today.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you. Paddy, Chelsea have come here today to the Academy. A big test for the guys?
Yeah, it's always a big test. Chelsea are probably one of the most established academies in the world, and it's always a big test for us. But we will approach it with a positive mindset. We'll play the game on the front foot, and we'll take it to them, and we'll play with confidence and without any fear. So we know it's going to be tough. We know they've got top class players right the way through their team and their academy. So, but we have a belief in us and what we do. So it should be a good game today.
The last game that the viewers watched here on the YouTube channel was the Norwich one, 5-3. But since then, draw against Leicester, then 7-1 win over West Brom, and a draw against Reading. How do you feel the last few games have gone? Yeah,
look at different challenges. Obviously, we would have liked to pick up a few more points, but within that, we've seen a lot of good individual performances. And spells within games that we've really controlled. So we're looking longer term. It's really encouraging signs with how we want to play and the effects that will have longer term as a team and as individuals. So we take the positives out of them. Obviously, you would have liked to pick up a few more points, certainly at home. But we know that every week is a challenge for us. It's a great category to play in, and every week we know we have to be on our game to get a result. So the players are embracing that challenge, and today will be no different.
Do you tend to mix up the formation, depending on what team you're facing, or have you got a set formation that you normally stick to?
Yeah, we tend to. We've played a number of formations, but we've stuck to our principles all season. So we want to be aggressive in our press. We want to build out from the back. We want to try and control games in and out of possession, and so we have systematically, we just try and facilitate our better players in different systems and what we have available to us, because there's a lot of player movement, but we stay true to our principles. Every week we look to play with them principles.
You spoke to Jack Wells-Morrison just now. You've been happy to see him getting the goals a bit more recently.
Yeah, Jax can do a bit of everything. He's tenacious in the tackle. He's excellent in possession, and he's got an eye for a goal as well. So we've played him a little bit higher in certain weeks, and he's popping up with the odd goal. He does it in training as well, week in, week out. So he's had a really consistent year, Jack, and we're really pleased with his development.
Thanks, Paddy, and good luck.
No problem. Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, at this level, tests don't come much tougher than this. Chelsea may be sitting in mid-table after a frustrating season, but this is a club that dominated much of the last decade at youth level, including a joint record 5 consecutive FA Youth Cup titles. And they know that on their day, they can beat just about anyone. For Crystal Palace, it was a win against Chelsea in October that saw people start to sit up and take notice of this exciting young side. And Paddy McCarthy's team have gone from strength to strength in their first season as a Category 1 academy, sitting level on points with league leaders Fulham as we head towards the business end of the campaign. Tuesday morning football for you today. Will Robinson in the commentary box, and alongside me is a man who I know takes great interest in this next generation coming through at Selhurst Park, Mr. Mark Bright. How you doing, Mark?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, Will. You okay?
Not too bad, yeah. It's a nice chilly but kind of sunny day in nice. South London.
March, yeah, it's nice. Just see there, a little bit of breeze from right to left. Bit of work going on in the background.
Well, every game that we show here, we can see the work kind of slowly developing, going more and more.
Bit of landscaping taking place over there. But as you can see, yeah, March, pitches are amazing. Team are doing really well. Should be buoyed and confident. A couple of good results recently. Snatched a 2-2 draw at Reading away. Before that, an emphatic 7-1 win against West Bromwich Albion. So they've got goals in the team. They're playing well. They're confident, and as you quite rightly said, Chelsea have dominated this level for years. So it's a bit of a local derby.
It is, isn't it? Well, let's check out the starting lineups as we see the teams emerge there, starting with Crystal Palace. Just the one change from that draw they salvaged against West Brom. They stick with the same back line as they did against Reading, Joe Sheridan partners Dan Quick for the 4th time in the last 6 games. It's a familiar midfield duo of Aidan Steele and Jack Wells-Morrison, and there's a big boost in the shape of top scorer David Omalabu, who scored a dramatic equaliser on his return last time out, making his first start since the end of January today. If we look at the substitute bench, we see Malik Cadogan, who has started 2 of the last 3, is available off the bench. We turn to the visitors Chelsea. They make 2 changes to the side that narrowly beat West Brom last time out. Silko Thomas and Josh Brooking replace Harvey Vale and Dion Rankin. Teddy Kurd starts in goal for the 5th time in 6 games, and Bashir Humphreys captains the side. He filled in midfield last week, but he may well return to his more familiar centre-back position today. Edwin Andersson, the young Swedish forward signed from IFK Gothenburg, is on a young Chelsea bench. Like you say, Mark Bright, this is a Chelsea side that have dominated this level for pretty much the last decade, but they have had struggles with consistency this term. And you think Palace will be encouraged by the fact they've already beaten this team once round this season?
Yeah, I mean, we went across there a couple of years ago. I think it was the 14s or something, and we won. And the players punched the air when, at the training ground in Cobham, and you could see what it meant to them coming off, because they know that at all levels Chelsea are very strong. They've got a great youth setup, and a lot of those players have actually obviously headed into the first team. Lots of experience now, and it's always great to see your academy players come through and make the first team. So under Frank Lampard, a lot of them got more of an opportunity, and to stay in those teams at that size of those clubs, competing on all levels, Champions League, the Premier League, etc. Then you have to have high standards. And likewise, obviously, all this is in process with us. You can see the academy's taking shape, and we would, we always say, hope to get those players who move over to Chelsea to stay in this area, their local area, and do the same kind of thing they do at Chelsea, doing it here at Crystal Palace. So exciting team this is, and as we said earlier in the season when we played in the FA Youth Cup, Fleetwood away, no one could believe the performance, nobody, and I really thought we could have a good run in that FA Youth Cup, but they bounced back, and fair play to Paddy and Dan, they've done really well.
I think David Omalabu did speak after that Fleetwood defeat in the FA Youth Cup and said that obviously there was real hurt from that because they thought they could go far, but that really was going to motivate them to now go on and win the league.
But they weren't the only ones. I mean, they kind of all they've all made the journey together from the floodlit under-15s, being the national champions, which was a great few games that I watched them, and yeah, they're together. They know each other. They know each other's games. Obviously, we've had a few injuries, and some have moved up as well. Cardo Siddiqui's getting over a knee injury. Who else? Raksaki's moved up. Mamalabu had moved up, and so they're all getting their opportunities, which is what you hope. So, yeah, good game today. Looking forward to it, and I'd always say there'll be goals in this.
Well, of course, yeah, Crystal Palace having scored 7 just a couple of weeks ago, and Chelsea having scored 8 already twice this season. Last-minute equaliser for Palace last time out, so it should be exciting, although the kind of curse of the commentator says that we'll get a 0-0 draw now, isn't it? But
here we go.
Chelsea kick-off underway here. Crystal Palace, YouTube, bringing you this game, sponsored by the University of Roehampton, and Chelsea gets underway with Bashir Humphreys winning an aerial duel. Steele heads it on towards Omelabu. Early free kick for Chelsea and a chance to get a ball into the penalty area. It looks as if Bashir Humphreys will be playing in midfield once again today for Chelsea, as Webster plays it across to Hughes. Chelsea have favoured the formation of 3 at the back so far this season. They started the season with 4, and shortly after that defeat to Crystal Palace back in October, they've switched to a 3, and it's been slightly more successful for them since then, as Gilchrist finds Wiggett across.
Looks like a 4
So
at the moment,
Hughes.
doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it, with Humphreys sitting in midfield this time. Ball comes in from the left-hand side. There's 2 men at the far post, and it's chested down, but Brooking can't get it under control. It does look like a 4, doesn't it, at the back?
It does, yeah. You know, it looks like they've got is it Gilchrist and Brooking on the same side, and it looks like Gilchrist is the one who's playing behind. Can't see from the angle we're at, but very good deep ball to the far post. I thought probably Brooking should have headed that back across. Teo, clash of heads, not sure.
Yeah, slight early problem here for Teo Adaramola, playing left back for day for Palace. And obviously with these kind of things, with a clash of heads, you can't be too careful, can you?
Didn't really see it. I think it might have been a challenge at the far. We can have another look at it.
Well, we'll just monitor this. Adaramola, of course, playing left back today. He can play more advanced, has played up in left midfield. He's a real attacking threat going forward, isn't he, as well as in defence.
Likes to on the front foot, gets forward, good 1-2s, good delivery. Scored an unbelievable goal here in the season. I don't know if you saw it. He came in off the left, like faked the shot, come onto his right foot and hit one in the top corner with his right foot. I mean,
against Fulham, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, unbelievable goal, excellent, and just shows you that the. I can't see where there was any contact.
I wonder if it's he was just pointing his eye a minute ago, so I wonder if it was just.
Listen, sometimes somebody can just catch you with the finger in the eye and it makes your eye water, and just didn't see any incident. And the referee, obviously, quite rightly, letting the physio and the doctor have a look. Then if the game must continue.
Palace will get us back underway. Joe Whitworth with the ball in his hands for the goal kick. Of course, even Joe Whitworth has got an assist to his name, I think, this season, which shows you just how varied the goals are coming from. I think it was a long ball through. Well, I think clearance would be harsh. I think a long ball to Omelabu for the goal against Leicester, as he clears this one, I think we can say, forwards. And Sheridan will head it clear towards Gonzalez, who tries to hold off the Chelsea attention on the wing, but they've won the ball back here with Hay. Support comes on the right-hand side with Brooking. He has Gilchrist as an overlap, but instead Haig now. And it's a good tackle in midfield from Finn Mooney, and Palace can ease the pressure slightly for a Chelsea throw.
Tayo still off the pitch, I think. Jack Wells-Morrison looks like he's filling in a little bit down that left-hand side.
Can Chelsea take advantage of the extra man here? In midfield with Charlie Webster, and a nice ball down to the left-hand side. The early cross, and Sheridan's there to clear it away. Chelsea keep the pressure on, though. This time infield towards Humphreys. Once again, he looks out wide to the right with Gilchrist to Brooking. Infield to Haig. Humphreys once again, and Chelsea settling into a rhythm here.
Yeah, you can see got fullbacks push forward, midfield players are not under any pressure at this moment in time. You know, 10-15 yards between us and them. Obviously it's a low block, allow them to have the ball, and then when they get to the 18-yard box.
Haig here with an opportunity to cross. He takes it on his left, tried to slip a ball through, but Omalabu can mop up and perhaps set Palace going on the break. And here is Adremola just appearing right place, right time, wasn't he there?
Referee gave him the nod, and on he came.
Throw into Palace, and they can perhaps get a bit of possession early on here. 5 minutes gone, still no goals. Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 0.
Now watch this feature where that ball went out of play, and look at him now. He's 6-7 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards, 10 yards from when it went out. Nobody says nothing, the referee nor the linesman.
It's that you kind of pretend that you're looking for options, don't you, and slowly wander up the
point, shout,
this will be a
gesture. Now watch when he keeps walking.
I think Joe Haig did try and point it out there to the referee, but nothing doing. The throw goes long forwards towards 3 Palace players bunched together, but it's cleared away. Good pressure means Adremola can hook it down once again. Gonzalez gets a touch, but it's managed to be swept away by Hughes. Nice spell this for Palace in the Chelsea half. Adremola will take the throw once again. Been at Crystal Palace since under 12s level. And now a key part of this under 18 side. Jack Wells-Morrison comes short, but instead the throw goes towards Akinwale in the box. Hooked away by Brooking.
Yeah, I think he could have done a little bit better than that, Brooking. I think he could have gone down the line a little bit further.
He had more time than he realised, didn't he?
Probably, yeah. They've flooded the area, Chelsea, with players there. I mean, it's virtually no space. Well done, Finn.
Mooney does really well to try and hold the ball. He was unlucky with his touch, but it's cut out midfield by Steele, who turns nicely. Wells-Morrison back to Thistleton on the right.
No width on the right-hand side for him. He's having to wait.
He tried to find Gonzalez, but it's cut out, and Thomas can come forward now for Chelsea. Thomas has 3 men up with him, one of which he finds on the left-hand side. He comes into the box. It's an early cross, goes right across the face of goal.
Excellent.
And luckily for Palace, there was no one arriving at the far post just to tap it in.
Well, caught in possession on the halfway line. How quickly Chelsea countered there to go with pace. Looks like we've got enough numbers back behind the ball, but this early cross here, I think that's excellent. Really do. Goalkeeper can't come for it. You're depending on your defenders getting there first. And what I'd like to see there, if you're a Chelsea fan or Chelsea staff, is somebody sliding to try and poke that in.
That's the kind of ideal cross for a number 9, isn't it? That
Lovely, really good.
We hear a lot in the Premier League as well about those players who just like the ball to be fed early towards the near post. None of this messing about.
Forwards.
Chelsea can build once again from the back, and they look to go left again. Space opening up there, and now Thomas has it on the edge of the area. Thistleton does well to get a foot in. He's got to be a bit careful there, and Thomas turns. He has support if he needs it, which he uses.
Well done.
And Palace have done well to get bodies back, but the pressure's still on here through Humphreys. Humphreys shoots, but that was never troubling Whitworth in the Palace goal.
No. They're doing well to get deep into the Palace half, down the side of the 18-yard box. They've produced one really good cross, and now this is good pressure from the team, making them go back. You can see how advanced they are, just waiting for the passes coming square, and speculative.
Yeah, I think if you were Joe Whitworth, you'd say, just keep doing that all afternoon, all morning, you'll be fine.
It's a decent distance. You have to catch one nicely.
Adremola's offering the short option, and he's found.
Look at the pace he goes to press there, excellent.
Haig straight in there, and Adremola gets away with one slightly with a pass. Wells-Morrison is fouled.
I'm not sure. Roy Hodgson would like to see him trying to nutmeg there, receiving that ball moving forward.
Just a little bit.
But you can hear the bench, the staff are shouting, you know, go trust each other in it, play that pass, go and play it.
Thistleton now stands on the ball, but does well to hold on to it. He has Gonzalez in front of him, but he instead goes long towards Omalabu, who looked like he wanted the ball played a little earlier, I think.
Omalabu wanted a little bit early, but I think it was played out of play, wasn't it? Dylan tried to shape it down the line, and it went out and came back in. See, this is where they differ from us. They get lots of space just by simple movement. They seem to be close and tight to trust when we have throw-ins.
Seems Brooking and Webster in midfield. Sorry, Humphreys and Webster in midfield. Quite enjoying that space, just sitting deep and being able to spray passes around. Yeah,
the 6 and the 8. Obviously, the 8's a bit more advanced just in possession now.
Webster does feed the left-hand side, and now Thomas. Haig on the edge of the box. Instead, it goes in towards the area to Stutter, who turns and shoots. Did well to get a shot away, but wide once again.
Good technique. Unlucky from the 9. Ball in from the left-hand side here. Get closer and stop the cross. Good touch. Knows what he wants to do. Lets it bounce. Unlucky. Just trying to wrap his foot around it.
Only his second start this season, Ronnie Stutter. Only turned 16 in January. 1 goal so far off the bench against West Brom in February, but he comes close here early on. 10 minutes gone, still 0-0, as Whitworth takes the goal kick and clears long, met in midfield by Humphreys. Once again he gets his head to it, and Thomas battles with Wells Morrison, but he does well to win the ball back for Palace, and Quick finds his goalkeeper. Quick once again has Adaramola, but Brooking is straight in there to pressure him once again and forces the throw.
So we all play like this because this is how they're taught, and to try and get out of a tight hole and play. There are just some times when you have to work the calculation on your head very quickly. If I pass that ball to him and I don't drop off and help, he's in trouble. And this is all about trusting people in possession and people supporting that person on the ball and moving quickly. So he has 2 options.
Whitworth does get it away. I suppose there's a balance, isn't it, when you're playing out from the back? It always looks worse for the man on the ball, as it does for Thistleton there. But there's a balance of also players need to come and help him and give him options.
Yeah, it's teamwork, and you do it in training. You show and you pull and you move positions because, like the coaches will say, you want 2 options. If he cuts one off, obviously you want another one. And you could just see there how quickly Joe Whitworth got the ball turned, pinged it out wide to Dylan. Dylan's touch wasn't clean. So he lets the ball bounce, it bounces up in the air, then he's trying to get under control, and now he's under pressure. So the importance of that first touch throughout football, as we always say to the youngsters, is paramount. That was a bit wayward.
Loose ball there. And it will be a throw in the Chelsea half, and a free few yards of territory there for Palace, and Adaramola comes over to take it, and a chance for Palace to get bodies forward with Mooney and Akinwale and Omalabu.
My theory behind this is you've got to throw quickly, because now they're set up. We've allowed them to walk in and set up, and if you throw it quickly, it disrupts. You just catch people out of position.
And that is that Chelsea rearguard action is there once again, and they do look very organised at the back, and especially now they can try and break forward towards Stutter. Sheridan just about does enough to let Whitworth come and put his foot through the ball.
Yeah, I think Joe's starting position may have been a little deep there. As the ball's in the opposing half, he should always be parading on the edge of the 18-yard at least. So if there's a long ball forward there, he's in a good position to challenge.
Started 4 of the last 6 now, Joe Sheridan, after a quiet start to the season.
I meant Joe Whitworth, the goalkeeper.
I've got his stats here if you want us up.
No, but Joe Whitworth, the goalkeeper, his starting position should have been probably a little bit better, not Joe Sheridan, the centre-back.
Yeah, he just about got there, didn't he? Brooking seeing a lot of the ball in these opening minutes. Both Brooking and Gilchrist actually combining on the left-hand side as he takes the throw infield towards Thomas, who's shoved off the ball, but nothing doing for the referee. Sheridan. Back to Whitworth again. Now Quick. Adaramola pressured again, and this time it's Silko Thomas who comes across to win the ball, but he's given it away to Mooney, who can come down the left-hand side now. He has support from Adaramola. Goes in field, but he's just about crowded off the ball.
Pass selection. Adaramola just down the side, to the left. It's quite a simple one. And Aidan could have continued his run, get just at least to the 6-yard box, maybe get the cross.
Instead, Chelsea can bring it away again. Humphreys and Webster once again controlling the ball in midfield. Here's Gilchrist. Long ball into the channel towards Thomas. It's a good one, but Quick just about gets across. He's battling with Thomas, but he wins the free kick.
Yeah, referee probably a little bit slow with the whistle, but good use of the body from Dan. You're under pressure from the centre forward, so You either pass it back to the goalkeeper and hopefully it's a good pass, but on these pitches it should be, or you slow down a little bit and engage the centre forward who bumps in the back of you, and without actually falling over you can get the foul and be let off the hook.
Started every game since October, Dan Quick. Another one who's become a real mainstay in Paddy McCarthy's under-18 side, but the free kick is just out of play there. Chelsea throw inside their own half. Palace 0, Chelsea 0 here. Today's coverage sponsored by the University of Roehampton on Crystal Palace's YouTube channel.
Thank you very much. Allows everyone to tune in and watch. Keep an eye on the youngsters.
And here is Sheridan. It's a good ball towards Akinwale, and it's a lovely attempt at a touch there as it was coming over his shoulder. He tried to get a foot in, but he's just nicked the man. It's a good run, that, though.
It was a good run, yeah. Victor's very good at this. He can just turn and drop the shoulder, and they're playing high, so the space is behind. There's Joe with the ball. Does it hit him on the shoulder? He's slightly unlucky. He's waiting for it to come over his head, and it hits him. Runs in the defender's favour. He's slightly unlucky there as well. It does look a foul, but that's a run that can make the centre-back think, I better not get too close in case he spins me, and then that leaves a little bit of space in front of you to go and get the ball.
Just keeps the centre-back on his toes as well, doesn't it, even though he's had a quiet start to the game. Just says that there could be a threat there. Here's Thistleton on the right. Yeah, but we haven't had comfortable possession in these areas to do anything to pose a threat. There we go. Wells Morrison to Adaramola.
That's a foul.
Infield.
How is that not a foul?
And the referee thought about it. It looked like he was bringing his whistle to his mouth. And then still Palace have managed to win the ball back with Aidan Steele, the captain today. Crossfield to Jack Wells Morrison. Now Thistleton. Sheridan and Quick sitting a bit deeper than the Chelsea centre-backs. And that surely will be, that is a free kick on Mooney.
I always think that's a tough ball. That straight ball from the centre-back into the midfield player high, straight. You're under all sorts of pressure if your touch isn't good. Especially if it's drilled in, which is what they tend to do because of the distance.
It looks like another match where Mooney's going to have to work really hard to find those spaces.
Mooney always works hard. And I think he's our leading assist man, isn't he? He's 6.
I think he
gets in the box and he tries to make things happen. And like in this team, we have a good balance of everything.
Well, it was Mooney who said after Palace's win against Chelsea in October that he said, I think we're the best team in the country at our age. We want to win the league. And to be fair, his form has been a big part of where Crystal Palace find themselves. And he's won the free kick here under pressure from Josh Brooking.
Yeah.
Taken quickly, and Adaramola is starting to find a bit more space on this left-hand side.
Ooh.
His ball down the line will find Victor Akinwale. Mooney in support, instead he goes infield to Steele. Now Mooney, first time to Akinwale again, brought down. Mooney takes the shot and straight into the hands of Curd.
I think that's our first shot, 17 minutes, 18 minutes nearly.
And Chelsea try and break forward again, but Adaramola can mop up. First shot a goal though for Palace.
Yeah, just got to pass quicker. They press very well when they're organised. They come at us, and what we don't do, we're taking a little bit too long on the ball. And you know, sometimes you can catch people disorganised if you move it quickly. Because the one thing you'll hear the coaches shouting is, you know, shape. Get back to your shape as quick as you can, and then the team can be effective. You start the press from the front and everybody's ready. The midfield players are ready, defenders are ready, and you move in unison.
Adaramola wins it back once again, and here is Steele towards Mooney, who has found that little pocket of space. He tries to pick out, I think it was Omelabu on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Chelsea can come forward though with Brooking. Finds support in midfield with Webster. And now they shift it out to the left-hand side.
You can see David Omelabu, number 11. So his job out of possession would be latching onto the 6, which is Humphreys, the captain. So he can't play, mate. So look at David now. He's staying quite close to the 6.
Yeah.
And now does he pass him on or does he go with him? So he's attacker, so he really doesn't want to be going in his own half towards his own goal, but he's doing a job for the team. Staying close, and then Victor has to do the other little bit of work unless David's passed him over now.
Chelsea do come forward, a misplaced pass there. Even in his role as a centre-back, Humphreys has always liked having the ball at his feet.
He's comfortable on the ball, you can clearly see that.
Good foot in there from Adaramola to win the ball back. Infield pass just evades Thomas there to find Steele.
Nice when it comes off.
It's like heart in mouth moment there.
It's so nice though, and this is the benefit of, as we say, with the pitch, it's not even a factor, is it? They can cut that ball back to the teammate there, nice and firm. And
we'll just look at that attempt again from Finn Mooney.
Yeah, you know, he's always trying to make something happen around the 18-yard box. Now he's just on the move here. He knows what he's trying to do. Wrap his foot around it. It's okay. You know, obviously gets another couple of attempts at that from that distance. You'd be a bit bolder. You've got to set it out beyond the post and bring it back.
Dan Quick up against Thomas here. Gets a foot in to knock it out of play.
Just think that Joe maybe be able to help him there. The goalkeeper Joe Whitworth. Just come out and make an angle.
Chelsea have it. Here is Humphreys. Shape to shoot on his left there. Instead he finds Webster. Foot in, may allow Omilabu to latch on, but it's a good recovering tackle from Wiggett. And Chelsea can launch another attack.
Yeah, well done, Kevin.
Space here once again from deep. Shot does come, and it, I think, didn't trouble Joe Whitworth.
Looked online, didn't it, from this position here? But once again, is that what they've been reduced to? Being frustrated, can't break the back line. Trying to swing it back towards goal.
And a stoppage from the referee here.
Yeah, is it Teo? Change of heart. We've tried a few of those, and it's been a bit of a struggle. So.
See, as soon as he makes that run for Whitworth to try and find him, Silko Thomas immediately
go early.
Goes with him.
Yeah, because they know all the academy, everybody passes it out. So what you're looking for is a poor touch or getting it stuck under your feet, anything like that delays you moving the ball on quickly.
Lewis Hall on that side into midfield, and now Chelsea can advance down the left. There are 3 Palace players on him. It's a good foot in from Jack Wells-Morrison. Here is Hall again. Another young player in this side, not 17 until September, Lewis Hall.
Yeah, they always play young, don't they?
Haig now.
They've got a lot of options, I should imagine.
Into Humphreys. Out to the left, and Palace regain their shape once again. Just sitting a little bit deeper and forcing the long ball again.
Oh, it's a great ball.
It's a good ball though. It's found Brooking under pressure from Adaramola. Mooney comes to help him.
And someone's left shoulder's just cutting out there.
I think Mooney did well to win the ball back there, and it's scrambled away, but Chelsea can build once again. It's Haig. Wiggett across to his defensive partner, and now Haig has dropped back into midfield to try and build something once again. He finds Brooking, but Brooking just let the pass go out of play.
Yeah, you can see the academy players, they get deep into their own half, 10 yards or something from the byline, and they're not prepared to hook one down the line or hit one long. And yet you watch the Premier League players from the best teams, and when they're in a bit of trouble, they just get out of their half. Let's start again, get the shape back and everything. But these guys never set up to clear. It's when somebody passes it to them, they take a touch and it's under their feet. They can't do anything else with it except to play short.
Here's Gonzalez, latches onto a loose ball, and now Omilabu advancing on the penalty area in towards Akinwale, but a foot in there just nicks it away from him.
What an opportunity that was.
They get another one here, and it can be picked up once again. Aidan Steele battling for it in midfield, manages to keep the ball, and now in towards Gonzalez.
No width again. Right, so Kevin Gonzalez, number 7, right, he's playing narrow. And this is sometimes what happens in our first team as well. Andros comes in and they play narrow, and then if it goes out to the fullback, he's got nobody to go wide to, so he has to then either go back to the keeper or come inside to the centre backs.
It was for a minute there. It looked like it was 3-on-2, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. You know, David's pass selection. He, you know, tried to pass to Victor, and it was behind him. Whereas I thought if he just shifted on the edge of the box and he can, as a shot, Victor's running in. Here's
Thomas, who's made space nicely and laid the ball back. A chance for Haig now on the edge of the box. Just gets the ball stuck under his feet. Now Webster tries that little pass down the channel, and Gonzalez does well first to cut the pass out and then to win the ball back. But Chelsea can build again, and Webster
camped in our half at the moment.
Crossfield towards Gilchrist.
Oh, well done.
Brooking was in support, but just on his heels.
So there's Victor, the number 9, doing his job, coming back towards his own goal, putting pressure on, making his opponent spill the ball or turn the ball over.
Well, let's just look at that opportunity for Palace once again.
Yeah, good pressing. Wayward pass, Kevin inside. David, right, does he go, is that little space to his right there, space and shoot, tries to play Victor, it's like unselfishly, you know, playing for the team, but if he just shifts that ball slightly to the right, gets a shot off, you see Victor's coming in at pace, if the keeper spills it, it's a tap-in. But it was an opportunity through pressing as opposed to passing.
Forcing a rare mistake, that's a nice bit of footwork from Haig, and I think Steele knew the referee's whistle was coming there.
That's got to be a booking. It's got to be. But the referee just benefit of the doubt, shrugged his shoulders.
I think he almost kind of looked a bit forlorn, didn't he, Steele, and run away straight away.
Just on the wrong side, got wrong-footed, and happens to everybody.
Infield once again to Bashir Humphreys, signed in under 15 levels from Reading. Comes from Exeter, which has an amazing record of producing young players, particularly at Exeter City. I think Ollie Watkins is the latest, but Ethan Ampadu, Matt Grimes. As Chelsea come forward once again into the box, there's a chance to pull the ball back.
Good play, well done.
It's a nice interception and chance for Palace to break here. Omilabu cuts inside, under pressure from Thomas, finds support in Thistleton. Infield to Wells Morrison.
Oh,
Thistleton again, and Chelsea.
I would have liked to have seen that ball go forward. So what they've done is everybody's back from Chelsea now, and they're all in good shape. I think if Jack Wells Morrison just tries to play that forward, he skips the challenge and he's looking forward, then turns around and goes back.
And Chelsea are able to regain their shape.
Yeah. And they're better at keeping the ball.
Headed forwards towards Thomas now. Thistleton does well to win the ball back. Thomas appeals for a free kick, but nothing given. And it's knocked forwards. Gonzalez can't latch on to the...
It's poor from Victor, that is. They know their roles at this. The number 9 has to get hold of that ball. Take a touch, link it, move.
And it just allows Chelsea to take a bit of a breather, doesn't it?
Yeah, get the shape back, and this is what happens. You know, just hold on to the ball at the back until we get the shape. Wide players get forward and everyone gets set, and then you can start to play. Was that a foul?
It looked like it was going to be given initially. I think it has now.
I think the assistant gave it. But clumsy from Dan. Ball is in the channel, and I think here, yeah, it's got a good position. Little bad touch.
Dan quick on Haig, isn't it?
Yeah, no need for that. The forward's always going to go down off that touch, because that's what he's looking for.
2 men standing over the ball, although it looks like it will be Lewis Hall, the left-footed option, or Charlie Webster with his right. 2-man wall for Palace, and a chance for Chelsea to get bodies forward here.
There's a big space in front of that near.
It is Hall with his left foot, near post, hooked away by Quick. It's a good touch there from Omilabu, but Silko Thomas gets back well.
Recently signed a pro deal, David. Omilabu, number 11.
I think he revealed his best stats for the club, which is,
I mean,
quite ridiculous.
There's nothing he doesn't know. I think he's 13 goals this season, 10 in the 18s, 1 to 23s, and I think FA Youth Cup, something like that. But he knows everything. He probably knows how many shots he's had.
I think it was his record at under 16 level was
40 goals in 20 games or something.
46 goals in 23 games, including 6 in one match. So he knows where the net is, that's for sure.
I kind of like that he knows as well, and always looking to score. You know, he's one of those players who you'll see him, he'll sense danger, or he sees somebody win the ball high, and he bursts to get into that 18-yard box for the tap-in.
It's definitely not a bad thing, especially for a striker, to be a bit obsessed by numbers, is it?
No, of course not, no. I mean, was it Tony Cottee, the old West Ham striker? I think he knew how he'd scored every goal. He kind of made a note, sort of, who squared it, who crossed it. I mean, I'm sure it's Tony Cottee. I don't want to do him a disservice, but he knew everything about his game. You know, had a great career as well. You know, Everton and England.
Delay there from Quick, and Stutter was in there to try and win the ball back, but Palace survive.
Oh, good header.
It's a good leap, that. But Mooney can pick it up in midfield. His pass is slightly behind Adaramola.
Just a lack of attention there. Just the right pass in the right place. It turns. We had to turn back towards our own goal.
He's done well here, though, Mooney, to get the ball forward. Again, the pass is just slightly behind Akinwale, and Brookings steps in. Started every game so far for Mooney, the only player on this side to be ever present. Adaramola now finding space on the left. Cuts it in field for Akinwale in the area. He draws it back towards Omilabu, but Chelsea managed to hook it away. Now it's Gonzalez with the space to shoot on his left foot. A real chance for Palace, that.
The only time you need to get the ball airborne. You need to lift it there, over the legs. Good play from Teo here. Little change of pace. Filters, slips the ball through to Victor. Lovely slide pass. Victor turns. Kevin's coming in. On this one here, if it goes up in the air, you've got a chance. But the defender gets the leg quite close early.
But Palace starting to create a little bit more. Certainly compared to the first 15 minutes in which Chelsea were pretty dominant. Real clash in midfield there, and Stutter lets it go towards Webster, and now Chelsea can come forward on the left. Thistleton stands up to his man, try and stop him get the cross in, but he's got right down the byline there. And I think that might be a goal kick.
It is a goal kick, you're correct. Well done to Dylan there. I mean, Aidan Steele just poor touch in midfield and then ends up with a tackle, and we lose out. And then Dylan's one-on-one, and just wait for your opportunity, be patient. Don't stick a silly leg out. Matching for pace, and then just ease him out.
It's really good defending there, isn't it?
Very good, yeah. Perfect defending.
Just over half an hour gone here. Palace 0, Chelsea 0.
Yeah, very few chances for either side. Competitive as it should be.
And the ball goes all the way through. Despite pressure from Obilabu, it's hooked forward. Good leap that from Sheridan.
Yeah.
Again, they try and find Omilabu down the right-hand side. He doesn't manage to win the ball back. Thomas with a nice flick round the corner there, and Chelsea can try and play a ball forward. Sheridan gets a foot to it, and then Quick is there to help him out to stop the ball reaching Stutter. Back to Whitworth, and now Adaramola again. Forwards. Mooney was getting his shirt pulled there, but he kept the ball, and now Chelsea win it back.
Yeah.
And it's on the turn here. Stutter has time. Under pressure from Adaramola, who manages to get the block in, but Chelsea corner.
You could see Stutter, the number 9. He had a look, and there was no one there, and then he touches, has another look, and by that time, then Tayo's back all over him. So this is trying to play out the back. Good turn. Can he play? He doesn't see anybody. Now by the time he's looking down again to cross, it's too late. He's given the defender a chance. But if he plays it early, someone still has to deal with it. One of the defenders has to side foot it out for a corner or try and clear.
Webster into the box. It goes all the way through. And it's bobbling around there. The shot comes in, and eventually it's cleared by Sheridan. Pressure still on, though, and here's Hall. Foot in from Steele, and Gonzalez now has to be careful not to make the challenge. It comes across the face of goal, and it just hits the side netting.
Ooh. Battled his way through there. I think Ball into the 18-yard box, not cleared. Try and get first contact on that ball. That's taken out. And this is where you just have to be careful, just here, sticking a leg out.
Just wary to make the challenge, isn't he, Gonzalez? Chelsea have regained possession though, and Humphreys again is really dictating play from midfield so far towards Webster, and again Gilchrist will have Brooking as an option to his right. Comes in field this time. Mooney's done well to put him under pressure, and now Wiggett. Humphreys across to Hughes. Hughes, just 16 years old, started the last 4, hadn't played a game before then, although has featured for England under 16s. It's a flick on there from Haig, and it almost finds Brooking. In fact, he's latched onto it, and again Adaramola gets the block in, but another corner for Chelsea.
Joe Haig, the number 10 there, a lovely touch. This ball, good awareness, knows what's going on around him. There you go. But Teo's so quick that he's back. Blocks it with his right foot as well.
Charlie Webster will be the one to get the ball in again. This time it's a little deeper. There is a figure rising at the back. It's booted away at the far post for a throw.
Yeah.
But it was an opportunity there. He got up higher than anyone else. Chelsea
There's
will...
a slight height advantage, I think, Chelsea. It's a couple of players. Although, you know, we've obviously, with Joe Sheridan and Dan, kind of big lads and quite physical.
Gilchrist. Back to Wiggett. Now in midfield with Humphreys, who plays it out wide to Hall. Back in to Bashir Humphreys. Again, he's got 3 men around him. He's forced to go backwards. Now Joe Haig. Thomas. Haig once again.
Oh, careful.
Always brought down on the edge of the box, and that'll be a free kick. Finn Mooney.
Moving away from the goal. Not a threat. And this is what the player they're looking for. Somebody sticking a leg out around the 18-yard box. And you can see here Finn overrun. No need to do it. Look where he's heading, towards the dugouts.
Well, it's his 18th birthday today, Joe Haig. And it could be a very happy one if this goes into the top corner. Webster's walked away, so it will be Haig for Chelsea. 4 men in the Palace wall. It's quite a big wall for Palace. In fact, it's 5 men now. But Haig will likely shape up to shoot. He does shoot. It's off the crossbar, and it falls to a Palace body in Dylan Thistleton, who's able to clear it away.
Oh.
But by far the closest either side has come to the opening goal.
Excellent. Takes his time, lines it up, gets the right trajectory on it. I have to say, Joe, if that's down a little bit and on target, I think he gets his hand to it. But excellent strike. Unlucky, just needed a little bit more, foot less. And it's a real test for the keeper.
Well, Joe Haig strikes the woodwork, and with just under 10 minutes of this first half left, Palace survive. As that ball is forward to Brooking, and again he's managed to find space there. He does well to bring it down. It's back to Webster. Webster this time looks like he's making space to shoot, but goes out wide instead. Picks up the ball once again.
Oh, that's good defending. They've all moved up out to the 18-yard box all together. You can see Joe Sheridan there with his arms out calling. You can see him now organising the defence. Very good. And good shape.
They've forced Chelsea all the way back.
Yes. And you have to move together. The forwards go, the midfield players go, and then Joe and Dan at the back pull the defenders with them.
Here is Haig. Slight miscontrol there, and the ball's out for a throw.
Yeah. There you go. Throw quickly. Dan quick. Throw it to him. Get it back. But what we do is wait.
And now Chelsea have bodies forward, don't they, to pressure the ball wherever it goes. In fact, Brookings won the header there. Adaramola just cooks it away from Haig, but Haig's found space in the box now, pulls it back towards Thomas. Picked up by Webster on the edge of the area. Webster makes space for the shot, shoots, and this one comes off the outside of the post, and Chelsea hit the woodwork for the second time in almost as many minutes.
Wow. Lucky. Poor throw. I thought he had better options. Teo, and then, you know, ends up throwing it as a 50-50. They win the ball. Don't win this one. That's the most important one. To get that one, chest and just volley. But trying to bring it under control in that area there, under pressure. Good shift and shoot here. Move the feet. Unlucky, that's all you can say. It's just unlucky.
Almost sneaking into that bottom corner there from Charlie Webster. Scored 3 goals already this season from midfield. As Palace battle for the ball once again in midfield, and Thomas can bring it away for Chelsea now, but his pass is just behind Lewis Hall. After very few real chances in the first half hour or so, we've had Chelsea have the best 2.
Yeah, obviously. And as we said before, that, you know, even though you look at the table, there's 6 points separates like 5 teams as they're at top. So there's nothing to choose, but, you know, they've got a... Ooh, go on.
Mooney putting the defence under pressure there, and he's won the ball back, Mooney, and he will win a free kick, surely. The referee, nothing doing. I think Mooney's shirt was being pulled, but he still holds on to the ball. Tries to go towards the goal. He does win the free kick now.
I think maybe the ref thought he should have given the first one, didn't, and gives the second one. Forceful play from Finn. This is what I think this is what he does well. This is where he's best, around the 18-yard box, trying to drive past people and use his body, cutting across. Wins the ball back well there. Has his ankle clipped, but now he's got options. He's probably got 2 options, and then drives to that byline, pushes it. Thinks a foul. The referee's got a good position. The defender doesn't look like he's too happy, but you'd shape up as you do from a corner. Let's see if we can get one on target.
Well, in the 7-1 victory over West Brom, Mooney's set pieces were a huge part of that. He scored a free kick from the edge of the box and then set up another with a beautiful delivery for Ola Adebayomi.
We'll just look at the holding going on in the box now. Is it Humphreys?
Keen to protect the keeper out there as the delivery comes in. It's almost met at the far post by Dan Quick. It's headed away. Falls for Gonzalez on the edge of the box. He tries to turn, but it's crowded out. Almost wins it back there, and Sheridan manages to play it through towards Omelabu. Flicks it over the head of the defender, shoots, and it's gone all the way in. And Crystal Palace take the lead. And what a goal it is in the end from David Omelabu.
Well done. Well done. Kept it alive. It's a good one into the penalty box. It's headed just up in the air. Now it's anybody's. What you have to do is don't foul. Keeps it alive there. Kevin Gonzalez, I think it was. We got a little bit lucky here. Great little ball back in from Joe. And David, juddling. The goalkeeper gets a good hand on it as well. Yeah, gets a good hand on it. Unfortunately, it's a bit too much power, too close. And 2 shots on 2 shots at goal. The goal. But listen, that's what it's about. But well done. Well done. 41 minutes, 42 minutes, I should say.
He's followed up his goal-scoring cameo, I should say, against Reading with that dramatic equaliser with the opening goal here. And I tell you what, I mean, when the ball falls to him, it's chest high. He's facing away from goal.
Not easy, because as a defender, you just have to stick your foot up and poke it. As a striker, you're looking to get it under some kind of control to get a shot at goal. And it's probably a little bit of perseverance there. And well, this is what he does.
His 11th goal of the season at this level.
13th overall, he'll probably tell you.
He will.
14th, is it? 11. What's he got? He's got. That's 11 in the league, 1 for the 23s and 1 in the FA Cup.
Not bad.
30, yeah.
David Omelabu strikes again. Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 0 as we approach half-time, and Chelsea might find themselves slightly bemused as how they are a goal behind, but Palace have rode the storm and they come forward again. Humphreys does well to win it back, and now Haig, who struck the crossbar from a free kick earlier, comes inside. Haig shoots and he's struck the post once again. 3 times now Chelsea have hit the woodwork, this time the very outside of the Palace goal.
Well, that's a birthday boy, is it?
It is indeed.
I mean, Teo's trying to run that out and Finn's not on the same wavelength as him. And now this is about what can you do from here? Can you shift? It's a straightforward run and a shot. I think it's Dan Quick who's over on that side trying to block it, but is that 3? Bar, post.
Bar on either post. Well, Joe Haig has said how much he likes to dribble, with the ball. He scored a great solo goal against West Bromwich Albion earlier in the season.
There's a lack of players who do it now, and you can name them. You know, it's you know, Grealish likes to dribble, say Wilf likes to dribble. You know, Eze.
Real space here now for Haig. This time he's found himself on the left-hand side. It's a good tackle on the edge of the box there, and Gonzalez can bring the ball away. Slightly loose touch.
He's done well. He's done well, to be honest. Twice he's won it back.
He recovered there after it looked like he'd given the ball away.
And he looked like he got caught looking up for a bit of support, and what you've got to do is get that ball under control.
Here's Brooking. And he's set in behind by Gilchrist. It's a nice ball over the top there, and Brooking will try and create space for a cross, which he does do towards the near post. Steele completes the clearance.
Back in,
and now
well done.
Victor Akinwale doing really well there to hold the ball up, and no sympathy from the referee despite the appeals from the bench. Mooney in there, and now he's done really well. Here comes Finn Mooney. He has options right and left. Instead he decides to shoot himself. Keeper's parried it, and Omilabu just wasn't quite there as it trickles out for a corner.
I like it. I like it. Tenacity, bit of drive and determination from our boys there to win this ball back. This is what the referees seem to stop. Anybody fighting and scrapping for the ball, and he allows that to play on. Finn takes it. He's getting close to the goal, and I'm thinking, are you looking for a pass or looking to shoot? And right at the end, he does what I think he should do as well. Test the goalkeeper.
He did have options, didn't he? But it looked like the clearest option was the goal.
The clearest option was to shoot, yes. But he made the right decision in the end, and he's tested the goalkeeper. Corner from it.
Well, the first goal came from a free kick. Can the second come from a corner? It's really deep towards the far post. The Chelsea head on it in the end, and will it go out for a corner? It won't. It's recovered well.
He's done well there, Humphreys. He headed the ball, ran and kept it in. Tried to get him up the pitch. Back in.
Thistleton does well, and now it's a good turn from Omilabu. Eventually he was out-muscled.
What he's got to learn to do as the smaller striker is he's got to use his strong thighs and back into that centre half and make him foul you or maul you. Put his arms on your shoulders and things, trying to leap over you to head that ball. In the end, the centre-backs are always worried about a smaller guy in front of them jumping at last minute to head it, and kind of you catch them under the chin with your head as you're jumping, so they'll use their arms to ease you away, and it can look like a penalty.
Into added time at the end of the first half here. Palace leading by a goal to nil. Chelsea trying to put together one last venture into the Palace half. Thistleton gets across to head the ball away.
Concentrate.
Well, we saw in the last game that we showed on YouTube, Palace against Norwich. Palace equalised in added time in the end of the first half and then conceded straight from the kickoff.
Yeah. Still celebrating.
Brooking with the ball into the area. Well cleared by Dan Quick. Back to Gilchrist, but that's all there's time for in this first half. Well, it was Chelsea who looked to be on top after they struck first the crossbar and then the post in just 2 minutes. But it was Palace who eventually took the lead from a Finn Mooney free kick, which wasn't cleared away. It fell to David Omilabu. He still had a lot to do, but a lovely bit of footwork and then a finish that just forced its way past the goalkeeper and means it Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 0 at half-time, Mark Bright.
Yes, I think Chelsea had the majority of possession, moved the ball quite well from side to side. A couple of, attempts at goal, which on another day could go in, but what you have to do is like what we've done here. When you have an opportunity, take it, and then it puts added pressure on. So I think Chelsea have had the majority of possession and pinned us back in our own half, but we've had some really good opportunities on the break, and we've worked really hard and diligently defensively. So yeah, at half-time, Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 0.
Well, we'll be back for the start of the second half and all the action for the rest of this game, but in the meantime, here are the highlights from the first half.
So the players have headed into the dressing room to get some magic words from Paddy McCarthy and Darren Powell. So to keep you entertained during half-time, let's hear from a couple of the guys that signed professional contracts this season. They both featured in the first half. First up is David Omalabu, and then we have Teo Adaramola. David Omalabu, professional footballer. How does that feel?
It's a good feeling. Been waiting my whole life for it, and it's finally good to hear it.
Just tell me a bit about your story. You joined when you were 8, didn't you?
Yeah, when I was 8 years old. Then I got released when I was 12 for 6 months. And then I went on trial at Fulham, and then we played Crystal Palace. Then I scored a hat-trick, and then my coach, Rob Quinn, asked me to come back, and then I did the next week.
And it's been a really exciting group of players that you've grown up with, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been me, from when I was 8, it's been me, John Kamani, and Kevin Gonzalez as well.
And I mean, looking at all this, the construction's going on, way back when you first started, where were you training then?
We were training at NSC at Crystal Palace, the Dome and the Astro. Compare that to what we're training on now, it's a huge difference.
And this season, I mean, fair to say for you, it's been a great season, hasn't it?
Yeah. At the start of the season, my target was to score goals and help our team win. And it's safe to say I've been doing that so far.
Yeah, I mean, David's scoring a lot of goals, and he always has done throughout his career. And look at he's a quick forward who likes to play on that last line, and when he's in your team, you're always confident that you're going to score. He's acquitting himself really well at this level, and yeah, and hopefully he'll continue to grow.
Yeah, what are your stats?
11 games, 10 goals, 1 assist.
And 23s, obviously we know about that now. You came on, didn't you?
2 games and 1 goal, 1 assist as well.
It's nice to know you know your stats.
Yeah.
And what coaches have you really enjoyed working with since you've been in the academy?
Since I've been at Palace, I've only really had 2 coaches, which is Rob Quinn and Paddy McCarthy on the side with Darren Powell as well.
Describe yourself as a player.
As a player, quick, clinical, and I like to express myself on the pitch as well.
From watching your games, it seems like you always seem to be in the right place at the right time, which is a great thing to have as a striker. Is that something that's always just been a natural instinct for you scoring goals?
Yeah, it's a natural instinct. Like, if someone's out wide crossing, I always know where to be so I can get a chance to score a goal.
What's the maddest amount of goals you've scored in a season?
Under 16s, I had 23 games, and I scored 46 goals. Yeah.
What's the most you scored in one game then?
In that season there was 6 goals against Swansea.
And your parents are down here today. Is this a big moment for them too?
Yeah, since I've been 8 they've been driving me to training, to matches, so it's nice to know that their hard work paid off for me as well.
And what do you love about Crystal Palace?
The fans, the atmosphere as well, like Crystal Palace, South London club. And obviously I was born and raised in South London, so to know that this club is very local to me feels good.
How far away from here did you grow up?
I was born in Croydon, and then later on we moved to Brockley where I live now.
And so looking at you signed your first professional deal, a lot of times with the interviews I'd ask people where they see themselves in 5 years' time. So 5 years' time, how old are you going to be, and where do you see yourself?
5 years' time I'll be 23, and I see myself in the first team, starting regularly, trying to make my name in the Premier League.
Tay, you've just signed your first professional contract. How are you feeling after that?
Right now I just feel so happy. I'm just grateful for everyone that's been, with me throughout this journey. And now, hard work continues now.
Can you tell us about your style of play, your position, and how you like to approach the game?
I play left back, left wing back, so normally around the left side. Personally, I think I'm strong, I'm quick, and I like 1v1 battles, so going forward and defending. So I like to make it, a hard day for whoever's on my side.
What are the aims for you then? What's the next step?
next step is to be around the first team as much as possible, and do well in the league this season.
So when did you first start getting into football?
Probably at the age of 4 in Dublin.
So who was your first team?
The name of the team is called St. Moctis, which is a small team in Castleknock. And then I made a move to St. Kevin's, which is a kind of well-known Irish team.
Has there been a lot of support from mum and dad sort of driving you around Ireland?
Yeah, mum and dad, every game they were there, so I'm really grateful for them. I came over to London in 2014, and my mum thought that there was better opportunities, so obviously football there is not that great, so she made the decision to carry us all to London. My parents tell me all the time that, that a lot of what they do is for me, so I need to make them proud, which is good to have a little bit of pressure.
What have they said today then? It's your first professional contract, a lot of hard work's gone into it, they must be very proud.
They're over the moon, they can't express their feelings right now.
So when you moved to London, what was your first team here?
I didn't have a team for about 5 months. I was just, getting fit myself until I went to trial at Charlton, and then that didn't go so well, so then after that I went to West Ham development for about 6 months, and then I finally came to Palace.
So you've been with the current under-18 group for sort of 6 years or so. What are those lads like? How good is that team bond?
Oh yeah, most of us have been together from under 11s, 12s. We're a strong bond, and we all understand each other on the pitch, and we all know the ability that each one of us possess, so it's really good for us. We have a good bunch of players, and we can easily beat any team across England right now, and I think right now we're top of the league, which is really good for the club and for our age group.
So obviously born and raised early years in Ireland, so you've played for Ireland. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What age groups have you been with?
I've been with the under-17s. Yeah, the standard there is really good. I didn't expect it because most of the players there were home-based, so only a couple of us were playing football in UK, so I was surprised by the standard.
Tell me about when you got your call-up. What happened?
My first call-up, I think Rob Quinn told me in training. He put me in a green bib, and then he was like, he made a little joke about Ireland, and then I knew something was coming up. Then he told me after the session that I'm going with them to the Euros qualifiers. Yeah, and I was just over the moon.
Fantastic. How did you get on in the qualifiers?
Started all 3 games, got 1 assist, and I played really well. And we won all 3 games as well.
Teo, tell me about your sort of wider career goals then. What are you aiming for?
Hopefully to get to the top, Champions League, Premier League, play for my country, and those are all dreams I aspire to do.
Palace first team featuring that?
100%.
Always good to interview the guys when they sign their professional contracts. It's always a lovely day. Nowadays we get the family down, the chairman comes along as well, and obviously the director of football, Dougie Friedman, was there as well. So that was an entertaining first half. Let's have another look at the highlights.
So it should be exciting, although the kind of curse of the commentator says that we'll get a 0-0 draw now, isn't it? But
Here we go.
Chelsea kick-off, which he uses.
Well done.
And Palace have done well to get bodies back. Welcome back. Second half coming up. Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 0 as it stands. David Omalabu opening the scoring for Crystal Palace just before half-time. And if you've just joined us, you've also missed Chelsea not only hit the bar, but also hit both posts in that first half. Crystal Palace leading, though. We'll bring you any changes if there are any as we get it. In the meantime, I'm still here with Mark Bright. Mark, after that first half, you think Palace would be quite pleased to be going in with a lead to protect?
Yes, always. I mean, clean sheet and a goal advantage, especially as we haven't had many efforts at goal or on target. So Paddy will be pleased about that. Possibly he'll say that, you know, they're having a lot more possession than he'd like, but sometimes you play teams who are better in possession than yourselves, and it's what you do out of possession, your shape, when to press, when to drop, when to squeeze over, and you know, we have pace in the team, we have people who can score goals in our team, so we will always be a threat. And having comfortable possession around the halfway line, or, you know, just inside your own half, isn't a goal threat at that stage. But what players don't like to is go long periods without having a touch of the ball, and no one likes to defend all the time. So probably want us a bit more, join the forwards a little bit more, join in, get the fullbacks higher a little bit. When we get possession, can we work it across and through, and try and have a little bit more possession in the opponent's half rather than breakaways. But well, looks like there's no changes.
Looks like no changes. Crystal Palace have carried on the remarkable record of scoring in every single game this season, and they are, of course, the only team who has stopped Chelsea scoring this season, the only side to keep a clean sheet against Chelsea back in October in a 1-0 win, with Victor Akinwale getting the only goal as we kick off for the second half here. And once again,
what would be great is just to hear that, like, people always used to ask you what goes on at half-time, what's said, etc., etc., and it just varies from game to game. But, you know, it would be great to sort of like put a microphone on Paddy and see the whole thing at half-time, how he tries to adjust and make changes, and then come out and watch the second half again.
Well, you can just see him in the right-hand corner of your screen there, already barking out instructions. Only a minute into this second half as Webster picks up the ball and does well to bring it out into midfield and try and find Ronnie Statter, but Whitworth has come to clear away. Chelsea have come from behind to win 3 times this season, but when Palace go ahead, they tend to see it through. 8 times out of 11 they've scored first and gone on to get all 3 points.
Good stats.
There's more to come. Chelsea, it looks like, though, settling back into that pattern of just seeing slightly more of the ball. But Omalabu's done really well there. He'll go over for the free kick. Just got trodden on, I think, as he won the ball back. And it looks like when Palace are out, or off the ball, I should say, that Omalabu and Akinwale are kind of very much a two up front.
You have roles. You have roles to play in and out of possession, and I think does he catch the top of David's foot here?
Yeah, I think he just sweeps his leg.
Yeah, there's no intent. It doesn't look to harm, just a little one. But you know, people sometimes say, "Oh, how could that send you down?" If somebody just catches a nerve on top of your foot or anything, honestly.
Yeah,
but yeah, the referee just gave, quite rightly so, can't go back from where we just were. Got to go forward.
Well, they forced the error there, Chelsea, to win the ball back, hooked away by Thistleton. But
poor touches from both there, from Kevin and from Dylan, and you turn over possession too easily.
Webster plays the ball back to Gilchrist. He and Brooking on that right-hand side, seeing a lot of the ball in the first half, as did the man on the ball here, Humphreys. He's lost out, though, to Omalabu.
He wasn't under any pressure in the first half. He had plenty of space to pick out passes.
Here's Akinwale. He has support. He goes backwards to Adaramola, but I think
it might have been Victor offside, you know.
It is the linesman flag.
Yeah, down the right side.
Raised. Good pressure, though, from Omalabu, to, like you say, to put pressure on Humphreys in midfield.
Yeah, so you have jobs when, you know, in and out of possession, as I said before, and the holding midfield player who drops deep to pick off the ball off the back four, the sort of number 4, this one here, has to be latched onto. Somebody's got to get round. Otherwise, you can see he's got a good range of passing.
And he's used that passing to find Brooking on the right. Adaramola gets a foot in. It will be a corner.
Is it a corner? Right. So, you know, it's Humphreys, isn't it? The Bashir Humphreys. Given a bit of space, he can pick a pass, no question about that. So let's not make it easy for him. Put him under pressure. Can he pass under pressure?
Well, Gilchrist trots into the box. He scored a really powerful header against West Ham United not long ago. He's a threat in the air as Webster delivers the ball in. It does go towards Joe Whitworth. He does get down low, and eventually there wasn't too much power on the effort.
Yeah, did it come off Humphreys? It seems like it missed everybody and then just come off a shin or something. Everyone makes the run in. Keep your eye on number 6, Chelsea. No, he just gets a little side footer on it. A bit more conviction there probably would have caused a bit more trouble.
It was Hughes that was rising, wasn't it? And then Humphreys came in behind him, got that toe on the ball.
Just a little one, sort of. Oh, good turn.
Here's Thomas, who's done well to turn away from Quick, and Quick's done really well there. That's a great tackle, not only to win the ball back, but then to keep it and launch a Palace attack. And now Mooney has some space on the left-hand side to come forwards. Cuts back in field. Here's Steele. Wells Morrison, whose pass is just behind Thistleton.
Yeah. It puts you on the back foot, and look at that, it's sending us back towards our own goal as opposed to forward. Right, it's annoying, that is. A little bit of attention to detail there. Just, you know, get that ball in front of somebody and it moves the whole play forward.
It's a good pass from Whitworth to find Mooney, and Mooney's tried to find Akinwale in behind. Gonzalez can pick up on the loose ball here. Omalabu was in real space, but he goes back to Wells Morrison.
Had his hand up as well.
Here's Adaramola. Has to come infield to Steele.
Yeah. The player has the ability to allow the ball to run across himself to change play. Makes a difference. There's a lot of players who just play the way they're facing these days. It comes to them and they go back the same way. But what you must do is open yourself up. Let the ball run across your body and turn and go the other way. And then it causes teams problems because they all have to start to filter over. And all you're looking for is the one who's a little bit lazy, who doesn't quite do it in time, and you find space.
Chelsea tried to build on the left, back infield.
Now look where we all are. There's the 9 and 10. David and Victor. You know, like 15, 20 yards inside our own half, beginning the block.
Joe Haig dribbling once again and managing to get past 1 or 2 players and shift it out wide to the right-hand side. The cross comes in.
Just a bit too high, yeah.
Just too deep.
Just a bit too high. They tended not to do that the first half. They tried to work it, didn't they? Work it all the way through to the edge of the box and then try and slide somebody in. The second half, they played a couple of longer balls. I think Humphreys, the captain, hit a couple of diagonals. This one here, it's not too far off. It's not too far off. You know, that's dropped down a little bit. It causes a problem on the edge of the 6-yard box.
I wonder if that's a deliberate tactic, because you saw there, as soon as Haig had released the ball, he then went straight towards the 6-yard box as if he was expecting the cross, whereas in the first half he was waiting on the
like I said, it's just it'd be interesting to hear what the coaches ask for at half-time and can the players deliver. You know, if you're sure it's a Chelsea coach, you say, right, we've hit the post, both posts and the bar. On another day we'd be 3 up. You know, so let's keep working at it. Let's keep putting the pressure on. Let's keep moving the ball around and look for the openings. You know, if you're Paddy, you say that, you know, we haven't really tested their goal career, have we? We're at home here. You know, we've been sinking a little bit too deep. Can we get higher up the pitch? Can we move the ball into wide spaces?
Dan Quick's got across to shepherd the ball out there for a goal kick.
He's got a name that lends itself to commentators, hasn't he?
He definitely does, doesn't he?
You know, a bit of pace and a sliding tackle.
I won't make the obvious pun.
No, there you go.
I think Chelsea have seen a lot of the ball as they did at the start of the first half. I think they've looked slightly less threatening with the final product. Like you say, a few more crosses from deep.
Yeah, it's a lot of possession in and around the 18-yard box, good movement. Obviously, they're very technical players. But you're looking to create opportunities, goal-scoring opportunities.
Here's Akinwale, who does well to hold up the ball and then bring in Adaramola on the left-hand side. The early cross comes in towards Gonzalez at the far post, just can't get a foot on it.
What I like there is look at Kevin Gonzalez, Victor and David Amalabo, all of them in the penalty area. Reminded me of, you know, when you see the front three from Liverpool when they, you know, especially last year, when any cross went in, you see all 3 of them in there looking to score. And you've got to get bodies in the box. Here we go, should block this in. They should not be getting out that easy.
They have managed
Paddy shouting, too easy.
Well, they have found space here, and Silko Thomas can try and take on Adaramola. He's got pace. He cuts back inside onto his left foot, Thomas, and he does shoot. It's deflected, and it goes all the way in.
Goodness.
And from one end to the other, Chelsea equalise. Silko Thomas cuts onto his left foot, bottom corner, and it's Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 1.
Well, I think Teo could do a little bit better, but this is our throw down in the corner, and they break on us. Right, one-on-one here. I think he's got his hands full with Teo. He allows him to come in. Now he's got a problem because he's on his left, and that's where he wants to get. So from my perspective, I think Teo's got to do better there. He's got to keep him down that right-hand side. He's quick. He can match anybody for pace. And when you're like that, what you do is encourage them to knock it. Go on, race me. Do not allow him to come back inside on that left foot. Disappointing.
Well, Chelsea may feel that they deserve that for their attacking play, but Palace will certainly be irritated at the manner that it's come about. Palace 1, Chelsea 1. Silko Thomas, the 16-year-old, his first goal since the start of November.
Well, he took it well, there's no question about it. He did exactly what he was looking to do. Stretch the defence, come back inside and open up on his left foot and get a shot in. So, perfect for him. But from our perspective, defensive-wise, that's too easy. You heard Paddy say right from the start, getting out of that. We're right in their corner, the bottom corner. Go from one end of the pitch to the other, as you say.
Well, how will Palace respond here? Chelsea once again keeping the ball in midfield, and here comes Charlie Wiggett. Very vocal on the pitch as always, and a midfield battle there between Haig and Wells Morris, and the referee waves play on. Hall now has support on the overlap, but instead comes inside once again to Haig, and Haig shapes to shoot there. In fact,
it was on, wasn't it?
Lays it off to Webster. Now Hall with the cross in field, and it is just cleared away, and now Mooney will try and break for Crystal Palace, which he does nicely to create space. He's got options ahead of him in right and left. Here comes Mooney. He's being pressured by Humphreys, and he has eventually won the free kick.
I'm going to say I think he was lucky there. I think he slightly overran the ball. You wouldn't get that far in the first team. You know, that's people are to bring you down, pull you back from this moment, stay here. Once he cuts across there, you'd pull him back. Now he's into the opponent's half. Now, yeah, there's a little bit of a use of the arms, but is it enough? Is it enough? I think we're quite lucky to get that.
Slightly dwelt on it, didn't he?
But that's someone who's willing to drive with the ball. And what you want is...
Free kick does come in towards the far post, and Sheridan was arriving. It's just flicked out for a corner.
Yeah. What you want is Finn to do that. Start his run on the halfway line. That's where you want, so he gets to the edge of that 18-yard box and you're getting the free kick there. But he did well to get it out. Lovely free kick, good flight on it. Defenders on the full stretch. And if he doesn't get hold of it, Joe comes round the back of him and heads it into the back of the net.
Well, he said his idol is Paul Gascoigne. Finn Mooney, despite being born in 2003.
Yeah.
So you could see that running there. This time he delivers it from the dead ball situation. Quick is at the far post. It's just too deep.
Yeah, not much on that. It's you know, you rely on the guys. They practice these things, and it's a deep one to the far. Dan's pulling away. Yeah, it's just too much. Good intention.
Made his best effort to get there at the far post. Did Dan Quick.
Yeah, once you head forward, it's difficult to backpedal and jump.
Hadn't scored all season, then suddenly scored 2 in the space of 2 games. Dan Quick, starting with a powerful header against Norwich as Chelsea give the ball away and Palace can regain possession. Just in front of the digger, working away in the background there. Adaramola gets it back from Wells Morrison. Is forced all the way back to Quick, who's under real pressure from Thomas, and Thomas can bring it inside again. This time he shimmies and shakes and goes onto his right foot. First time shot from Webster is blocked. The cross comes in towards the far post with Hall. Hall elects to head it. Whitworth comes out and does well to claim it.
Well done, Joe. Excellent.
You wondered if it would have been...
Wrong side.
Passes just behind Gonzalez as the break was on.
That needs to go in front.
Here's Gilchrist right out to the right hand side. Now Webster. Gilchrist again. All the way back to Charlie Wiggett. Brody Hughes now. Wiggett, who turned professional in 2019, very used to playing at this level.
Well done.
One back well by Omelabu, who's found Akinwale, and now Palace have 3 men forward. It's a good tackle from Humphreys, but Omelabu picks up the loose ball.
Well done.
He has Mooney to his left. Here's Mooney on his right foot. Shoots!
Oh. Deflection?
Deflection and out for a corner. Wasn't far away.
Good counter. Good counter. Supporting each other. David, Victor and Finn driving at it. Good play. Victor nearly gets caught on it. Breaks for David's. Slips Finn in. Now, touch, come inside, bend it. Takes an early deflection, doesn't it, as it leaves his foot, so doesn't get a chance to test the goalkeeper. Good positive.
Trotted over to take the corner now. This one's a much better ball. Again towards the far post, and Quick was peeling away, and he will pick it up here, Quick. Palace win the throw.
Yeah. It's funny how Humphreys is number 6 for Chelsea. You know, keep it away from the biggest man on the pitch, really, and he's attacked everything that's gone in both boxes.
Adaramola looks for options here. Gonzalez trots forward. Chelsea do have bodies back. It's towards Akinwale, headed away. Another Palace. Oh, it's gone Chelsea's way.
Right, so I just think these are teachable skills, honestly. Clear the area. Just get one play there or two. Like an opposite move, and then back to the throw and move the ball quickly. We get too many people in a congested area, and it's very difficult to find any space. And if you throw it to somebody, everybody just turns and swarms.
What were your thoughts on, I think it was Arsene Wenger's suggestion that they replace throw-ons with kicking it in?
Nice one, Arsene. Big miss shooting.
Here come Chelsea again on the right-hand side with Brooking. One step over after another, and Adaramola did well actually there to stay with the ball.
He did. Was better defending.
Chelsea corner. Well, he was under pressure, Adaramola, here, wasn't he?
Once again, excellent ball from Humphreys, one side of the pitch to the other. Don't dive in. Send him the way you want him to go, towards that byline. Now you're in control. Better. That's better defending.
It has meant Palace have a corner to defend. The ball comes in this time towards the near post, hooked away, and Gonzalez can complete the clearance, but Palace have bodies forward with Brooking. Out to the right, and now the dangerous Hay. Gonzalez does really well to get a foot in there, and he's won the ball back, but he can't keep it a second time.
Dylan should have been there with him, all over him.
The goal scorer, Thomas. Now Webster. Haig again. Webster this time has space for the shot. He does think about it. It's a curling one.
Yeah, no.
But it was never troubling that far post.
Yep, Joe saw it, pulled his hand back. Decent possession, good position. Can see what he's looking for. On this occasion here, Dylan's a 2-on-1, doesn't dive in. Yeah.
He pulls his hand away, doesn't he, at the end there?
Yeah.
Joe Whitworth can get play underway once again. 62 minutes gone here. Palace 1, Chelsea 1 on Crystal Palace's YouTube channel, sponsored by the University of Roehampton.
Thank you once again.
And here's Finn Mooney. Should say, he said Paul Gascoigne was his one idol, the other was Diego Maradona. So,
yeah,
you can see the type of player that he's...
Yeah, it's great that they watch these older players, you know. You know, there's great players from every era, you know, and it's easy to watch the modern day ones because, you know, who doesn't like watching Messi and Ronaldo? We all like watching them. But you can go back and there's other masters of the game as well, and the fact that he actually knows those players and watches those players and learns from them.
Here he is on the ball again, jinking one way and the next and winning a free kick.
When somebody's like Finn, like they do, like running with the ball, present yourself for a 1-2, a wall pass, present yourself. So if you're number 9, if you're Victor or anything, come towards him and present. Now, nobody's set up there. Victor's not in position. If he's got his back to the centre-back in the middle of the pitch and Finn's running with him, come off the centre-back and you can present yourself for a 1-2, and then he's another 10 yards further towards the goal.
Mooney does get the ball in, and Quick this time does get his head on it.
Got in Joe's way, I think, didn't he?
It looked like two of them were going for the same ball.
So
we'll just have another look.
Yeah.
Towards the far post again.
It's a flat one, isn't it? Oh. Yeah. I think they've both got in each other's way there. If there's a call, though, and what the players don't do is they don't shout.
Well, Sheridan yet to get his first goal this season. Dan Quick maybe had the taste of scoring goals. Wanted to get a third there.
Oh.
So the linesman does well to avoid that ball, and Chelsea will have a throw with Brodie Hughes.
The assistant
referee, you're quite right. I do apologise. Here's Thomas. Once again, he's found space on the right to release Brooking, and Brooking does well to come inside. He has Thomas ahead of him. Just managed to get a foot in there, Palace, but Thomas can pick it up once again on the edge of the area.
Careful to hurt.
Turns well, gets the cross in towards the far post, and is headed back across goal. Touchdown, can he make space for the shot here, Haig? Steele does well to get out to him. Haig gets one off, and he does hit the crossbar again. It comes out to Thomas. And it's a miscued volley, and Palace survive. But for the 4th time, the woodwork is rattled, and again it's Haig, who just can't be kept quiet at the minute.
Lovely balance and touch. Haig controls the ball, back to goal, manages to turn, and then what he's looking for is to shift and shoot. There's the shift, there's the shot. That's just, well, he's getting closer, isn't it? That's what you can say.
You saw it kind of.
But the thing is, as he turns there, go closer. Because from a standing start, it's hard to beat somebody. So get as close as you can. Dion Rankin.
So it will be Josh Brooking coming off. He has looked dangerous so far today, but Dion Rankin coming on the right-hand side. The young 18-year-old, signed from Cambridge United at under 14 level. And just talking about Mooney's fascination with Gascoigne and Maradona, Rankin has spoken in the past about how he used to spend all day watching old clips of Ronaldinho as a child.
Oh, well.
Which I think he's not the only one to do that in that. I think Eberechi Eze has spoken recently about how he used to just non-stop watch Ronaldinho.
Nobody's YouTubing Mark Bright, that's for sure.
I'm sure they are.
My son used to watch the FA Cup Classics and he said, you weren't very good. You never dribble past anyone. He said, crying out loud. Sorry about that.
It's your harshest critic, though, I think.
Yeah. Dad, FA Cup Classics are on. Have I scored yet? No.
Here's Omelabu at the edge of the area. Pass just slightly behind Mooney. Does well to stay on the ball.
You can see it's I mean, similar to Jack Grealish in terms of he tempts that tackle, he tempts the toe. Oh, good defending.
And quite often he does win the foul, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well done, David. Well battled. Good defending, good strong interception there, and then David's trying to win it back, ends up pulling, giving a free kick, allows us to reset.
We should say, well, we've got a minute here. Obviously, Palace still battling out for this title. The winner of this division will play the winner of the Northern Division, which at the minute looks like it might be Manchester United, but obviously time left there. And the winner...
There's plenty of games left, isn't there?
...will then qualify for the UEFA Youth League, which is effectively the European competition for under-18 football.
Chance.
Which is a big chance.
Yeah. Oh, chance here.
And speaking of chances, here comes Mooney with options for Palace. He's supported by Steele.
Go forward.
Chelsea managed to get bodies back, but here's Quick, deep inside the Chelsea half. Ball is switched across to Thistleton.
Oh,
good pressure that there from
but
Hall.
I mean, look how hard. I mean, it's only like our boys, but we allow them to have possession in certain areas of the pitch. They are pressing us all over the pitch.
Mooney
Go on, Finn.
does well to shimmy away once again and move the ball into space, and Thistleton can now pick it up in a more advanced position. Hall just got across.
Yeah, get control of the ball, then you could make better decisions. Loose touch. Dylan's usually a lot better in advanced positions, gets forward better. Good throw. Unlucky.
Ball not clear.
So this is again from our throw, deep in their corner. We end up defending.
Steele does get a head on it. The referees let that one go.
Play.
Akinwale in towards Omelabu. Omelabu really battling for the ball there. The referee has given the free kick. Much to the frustration of Omelabu.
The small guy against the big guy.
And this
usually get the benefit of the doubt there, but...
well, he wasn't to be out-muscled this time, that's for sure.
There's one what maybe the referee could have given, and on this one there, just allow the guys to battle it out. He goes down through it, theatrically, so... Looked like a little bit of a nudge. But would the striker have got that?
Yeah, I think you're right. If it had been the other way round, it might have been a different decision. Here come Palace once again. Mooney seeing a lot more of the ball now. And Palace, as a result, looking more dangerous. He's, again, battling for it. And Aderamola's done really well to get in on the left-hand side. The cross comes in.
Finn's rolled his ankle there, I think.
Yeah, the physio being called on.
Well, I think he's rolled his ankle there. I think he's overstretched. Hope he's okay. But I have to say, he's been a lot better in the second half. He's driven at the game, and this is, there you go, in between two. Gets slightly pulled back. Ooh. He's quite a tough person as well, so for him to stay down.
Well, yeah, we hope that he'll be okay there. Adaramola had the chance to get the ball in. He is an incredibly hard worker, isn't he, Finn Mooney?
Yes,
it's not just skillful with the ball.
Good. I mean, Paddy said they're a great group to work with. You know, they enjoy what they do. They've come up together. Like we say, pointless going on about it, but you know, I thought we would have a good go at the FAU Cup this year, and depending on the draw, that didn't happen. But they've bounced back really well in the league, and they've had a season to be proud of, and still a bit ahead. I mean, the next 3 home games are is Southampton, West Ham, and Villa. So then as I said, there's not much to choose between a lot of these teams. So good time to have a little drink break. Everyone come together. This is the incident once again. Finn picking the ball up deep, driving. Now Teo's on the left-hand side, but doesn't slightly need him. But has a little stretch there, and I think he rolls his right ankle. I think he's maybe just goes, he overstretches and he turns his foot over. I'm hoping I've got that wrong, but it'll be a blow now. He's coming to his own later in this game as well, Finn, and that's what he provides for the team. You know, we have fullbacks who can get forward, who can deliver, like Teo, and score as well. We have forwards who can get in behind, some can come short. Midfield players who can control the game, and then he's slightly different from anybody else we've got, as he likes to run with the ball and affect the game that way.
Yeah, and you're right.
He's sitting up now, so he looked in a lot of pain straight away. The Doc's out there, so...
Well, the players back on the pitch. I mean, he signed his pro contract, Finn Mooney, earlier on in the season. As Chelsea make a change, Ronnie Statter, who's been a bit isolated in this second half, off, and Leo Castledine coming on. You might recognise the name Castledine if you're an AFC Wimbledon fan. His dad Stuart played for 9 years for the club. Stuart Castledine.
That my era, wasn't it?
For AFC Wimbledon. And his mum also has a very tenuous football connection, in that she used to host Homes Under the Hammer with Dion Dublin.
I feel sorry for her.
Dion's got no right of reply.
Big Dizzy. He's a good lad, he is.
But I mean, Leo Castledine, a very exciting prospect himself, just 15 years old, became the youngest ever player to play for Wimbledon's under-18s, aged just 14.
So he's been taken from Wimbledon's academy, has he?
He has.
Just
signed for Chelsea last year. And we do get back underway here. Gonzalez will take the corner. This one in towards Sheridan, who gets up well. It drops just below the crossbar, and the keeper...
No, I think it bounces on the crossbar, you know. Does he get a touch to it?
I think the keeper may just get a hand to it, and it will be a Palace corner.
Great delivery. Is it Kevin Gonzalez taking the spot kick now? Sorry, two touches, one of the defender. Oh yeah, the keeper just gets a hand to it, doesn't he? Doesn't take a chance. Difficult one. If he tries to catch that and it hits the bar, it comes out of his hands. It's in play. It's a problem. So just tips it over.
Good to see Mooney back on the field and preparing to take this corner from the other side. So he's just getting the ball set up. Plenty of Palace bodies in the box as they make the run here. The ball comes in towards the far post, and Sheridan does get a head on it this time again. It comes to Gonzalez.
Kevin!
And I think he just slices the volley. It's gone out for a goal kick.
I mean, on situations like that, the most important thing is contact. Make a good contact. Joe does well challenging that. It drops nicely for Kevin. I know there's people in front of him, but you just have to make a nice contact.
Here come Chelsea coming forward straight away. It's almost towards Thomas there, but it's just cut out, and Gonzalez is in space here. It's put out. I think we must have a player down. There were shouts of put it out from the touchline. It's Mooney again, and I think maybe that knock earlier on might prove a bit much for him. We'll see what the physio can do.
The best thing, the group now will know they're just getting a substitute ready, that he has to come off. He's tried to brave it through it, but if what happened, what we thought had happened, is he's rolled his ankle, it'll start to swell. There you go. This is where they just have to learn how to do it.
To stay down until the substitute's ready.
Yeah, go down across the other side of the pitch, and then they want to get this. They want to get the sub on, but he has to be ready. Malik
Cadogan comes on to replace Finn Mooney, and we think Kevin Gonzalez will then shift out to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Malik can
probably go on the right. Yeah.
Centrally. Big loss for that. Finn Mooney, as we were saying earlier, went professional at the start of this season, and he spoke about how
professional he still is.
Still is professional, of course. But he spoke about how hard he had to work to get there. I think he was talking about juggling training in his GCSEs, leaving the house at 5 in the morning and getting back at 9 at night.
There's always a sacrifice.
Massive. Can speak Spanish and Chinese, is what I've been told.
Can he?
Which is not bad for a 17-year-old.
done some really good research there.
Anyway,
I'll have to use my limited Spanish on him when I see him.
Here comes Thistleton. Now Omalabu is taken down on the right. Just a throw though for Palace.
Come on, David, up you get, up you get.
Thistleton will take the throw. Palace having a sustained period of pressure here. I know it may seem less so because the game's been a bit broken up, but they have had the ball in Chelsea's half for much of the last 5-10 minutes. It's been in play. Here's Gonzalez. Sheridan does well to get a foot in, but Thomas can now try and latch onto this loose ball. Quick will win that particular race, and Sheridan draws the free kick.
He did well there, Joe, you know, because he did what defenders should do. He put a block really on Silko Thomas, so that Dan could have a little bit more time to watch. He knows where he is, and he just runs across him, but he just catches his ankle, goes down.
Just took a little look over his shoulder, didn't he?
If he doesn't do that, then Joe's still under pressure from the striker moving in to press that the ball back to the keeper.
Palace coming forward now, and it's Cadogan, fresh legs, just off the bench to replace Mooney. He's lost that particular battle there. Rankin finds the space to hook the ball away, but it's chested down nicely in midfield by Wales Morrison. Quick. Now Wales Morrison again. Palace 1, Chelsea 1 here on YouTube, sponsored by the University of Roehampton. Palace took the lead in the first half through Omalabu. Chelsea equalised through Silko Thomas as Steele looks to get a ball in behind there. Akinwale can try and bring it down. Now Gonzalez putting pressure on that Chelsea defence. They're doing really well to force the clearance, and Sheridan will battle with Thomas once again and come away with the ball. Wells Morrison out to Adaramola.
Well done.
In behind here, a chance to get across towards Omalabu.
They've got bodies back in that box. Chelsea, good positional wise. They were organised there. They had one at the near, one and two in the middle. Anything that any cross that came in there, they had a good chance of defending well.
Malik Cadogan just giving away the free kick there. He'd initially won the ball back. I think it was a bit of frustration that he couldn't get his cross in, and Chelsea can clear. And it'll be taken by Teddy Curd in the Chelsea goal.
He looks quite tall, doesn't he?
He does. There's a keeper playing for the Chelsea under-23s who is 6'8" tall.
Wow.
Which must provide some advantage, particularly if he can then still have the agility to get around. Here's Steele in midfield. Omalabu just clutching his foot there. I think he might have just been trodden on rather than anything more serious. That's a misplaced pass. And Chelsea do take the throw quickly, as you've been calling for, and they win the free kick.
Yeah.
Taken quickly by Webster. Out to the right-hand side to Haig, who seems to have popped up in almost every position so far today. He's won the free kick there from Cadogan. Taken quickly once again.
To no advantage, really, is it? They're not set.
Here's Wiggett. Brody Hughes now. Calls to go higher from the touchline as the ball's shifted out to the right. Cadogan once again is forced to perform some defensive duties early on. They've done well to force the ball back again. Here's Wiggett. You could hear there David and Vic. Higher from
the difference between them and us is they put us under pressure all over the pitch. When our defenders get the ball, even deep in our own half, they come and put pressure on us. You can only do that if you're being backed up from behind.
They've done well to win the ball back here though through Cadogan, and now Omalabu's done really well to find Cadogan again, and he has space for the first time since coming on to stretch his legs. Tries to find.
Got to be on the outside.
Adaramola.
Yeah, the ball's on the inside. It favoured the defender.
And Chelsea once again will come forward, and this time there's a bit more space because Palace had thrown bodies forward. Brody Hughes now. Hall. Steele just
Got round
slightly
the
done by
ball.
the bounce, didn't he?
See, that's twice he's done that.
The referee is reaching
Yeah.
for a yellow card.
No, have you done? If they booked him for the same thing which he did in the, I think it was the first half or the second half, I think as well. That would have been his second one. He wouldn't have been able to do it. Just gets the ball. Just as you can see, spins. It goes in the air and it spins, and he gets the wrong side of it, and foul.
Well, it's Webster and Hall standing over this one. Right-footed and left-footed
Let's see.
options,
So-
respectively.
See, so what we're going to get out the box.
Ball does come in right-footed from Webster. Looks like a Palace
Yeah.
head, and it's a corner.
You got to be brave. You got to push. Get your arms out and push the defender, push the attackers out of the 18-yard box. Push them out, walk them out. And instead, by the time he kicks that ball, we're deeper than the penalty spot.
Here comes Webster to take. I've lost count of the amount of set pieces that Webster's had a chance to deliver from today. And some have caused real problems. Here's another one, this one going deep. Again, a Chelsea body gets up highest, but he can't make contact on the ball all the way through to...
Should be two going out there and going out a lot quicker than that.
Humphreys' cross is deep once again. It's fallen all the way to the back post, and there is space here. And eventually the ball is shepherded behind.
Yeah, you've got to get out and stop that cross. Get out to the ball, two of you. They should know this. I remember if it's a bit of fatigue or something creeping in, but you've worked really hard in this game. So when that ball goes there now, two people go. Look at Kevin Gonzalez. He's just jogging. He's not doing anything to affect the game.
And the corner was just hooked well over the crossbar, not troubling Joe Whitworth there. Palace 1, Chelsea 1. Just under 10 minutes left, likely, with a bit of...
It's 83.
Bit of added time.
Under 7.
Bit of added time.
Okay.
For the Mooney injury, I was thinking.
Yeah.
And both these sides deadlocked at the minute. David Omalabu in the first half. Silko Thomas in the second. Chelsea have struck the woodwork. I think it's 4 times.
Yeah. 3 in the first half, 1 in the second.
So they will certainly be looking to get a second, but then Palace have also created moments themselves.
Not enough this half. This should go Jack. Whoa.
Adaramola does pick up on the loose ball there. Here's Cadogan. Adaramola with the overlap. Instead, Cadogan crosses with his right foot. He's hooked away by Lewis Hall. Sheridan does well to hold off Thomas, and now it's headed forward again.
See, I think he can hold that, and I just think if the players talk to each other.
Well, you can hear Paddy McCarthy there, still vocal.
Yeah.
Here's Hall. Kevin Gonzalez. Now Steele, back to Gonzalez again. He can run at the defence now. His touch was slightly loose.
Yeah,
allowed the defender back in.
Bit tired that was.
Play round him, says Paddy McCarthy.
So you can see. So anyway, the defender gives the ball back to the goalkeeper. Now what he must do is support the goalkeeper by sprinting to one side or centrally to make an angle so that Joe can side foot it or he can clear it. But he must have the option.
Webster. We've seen him utilise that switch of play before, and he's done it once again. Slightly loose touch lets Adaramola in.
Hayden, come and get it.
Here is Steele. Wells Morrison.
Good combination.
Thistleton. Long ball down the line, tries to find Omalabu. He's done really well to win it there.
Oh, he's unlucky.
Well, it looked like it would be a Palace throw, and Thistleton was coming up to take
overruled? It. No. That looked...
Chelsea have come away with the ball.
Touch.
Here's Cadogan. Again does well to bring it down. He's come away with the ball here. Cadogan. Adaramola on the left goes down, and the referee points to the spot. And with 5 minutes to go, Crystal Palace have a golden opportunity to take the lead once again.
Wow. Well done, Malik. Clever play. A failed clearance. He gets his first touch on that. Then he pulls it down, and then he sees Teo just on the outside. this is a late challenge. I think it's their substitute number 16. Is it Dion Rankin? Don't want to do him a disservice if it isn't, but he looks like he reacts a bit sort of last minute. And
Dion Rankin in the book.
Yeah, the ball is on the spot.
Well, in the absence of Omalabu, the regular penalty taker, Palace had 3 penalties, 2 of which were saved, one from Mooney and one from Aidan Steele. But I think Omalabu was not entertaining any debate about who would be taking this one.
Here you go, David.
Ted Kurd tries to stand tall in the Chelsea goal as Omalabu stares him down. And this is the chance for Palace. Omalabu scores.
Well done.
Palace 2, Chelsea 1. David Omalabu gets his second of the game, this time from the penalty spot. And with just 5 minutes to go, Palace could be on the verge of another huge win here at under-18 level.
Well, 2 goals for David Omalabu. Nice and tidy, took his time. It's always good to send the goalkeeper the wrong way. And I know what people say, 75% of penalties are scored, but it boils down to nerve. You know, in the big occasions, who can hold their nerve.
4 penalties this season, 4 scored for David Omalabu, so he's doing something right, isn't he? Important now for Palace to hold on to this lead.
Well,
this would be a massive win for their title hopes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Fulham, Palace, Brighton, Tottenham, Villa, then Chelsea, then Arsenal, Norwich, West Brom and Reading. And as I say, six of those 10 are separated by 5 of those are separated by 6 points. So anything's doable.
As it stands, Palace 3 points clear of Fulham, although having played a game more.
Oh, Palace 3 points clear. I thought they were level with Fulham.
After if this result holds,
okay,
would take them 3 points clear as Thistleton shepherds the ball out of play for a Chelsea throw.
I think all of that ball went out. Substitution.
Chelsea bringing on Edwin Anderson in place of Alfie Gilchrist. Edwin Anderson, the young Swedish player, 17 years old, will contribute to Chelsea's search for another equalizer. Throw taken quickly. Here's Webster. Cross field, and now there's space on the right-hand side. He's got in behind Adaramola here. The cross can come in. It's towards Joe Whitworth, who somehow held onto the ball. It looked like it was far too close for him to do anything but parry that out.
There you go. I mean, just see, you know, full praise to Chelsea, throwing lots of players forward, looking for this equaliser, and it's just this mistake here. I mean, Teo just allowing him to get past. Now he pulls back. It's a good opportunity. Side footer, low.
And it was Charlie Wiggett who's been by far the deepest of Chelsea's players so far. Here's Omalabu now at the other end. Cuts inside on his right foot, squares it across, and all it was a sliding challenge to stop Malik Cadogan, the substitute, just tapping that home for 3-1.
If he moves forward towards the ball, I think he has a good opportunity there. Long kick from Joe, just touched on. In behind, appeals for offside, no. David Omalabu just feed it across the 6-yard box. Excellent. Excellent that is for any striker to walk onto to get a tap in.
Gonzalez has gone over to take the corner short, and I'm sure Palace will keep it for as long as they possibly can now.
Right, so
as we approach added time, it's an absolute melee of bodies there. Somehow as Kevin Gonzalez taking issue with the late challenge there, and Aidan Steele pops the ball out of play for a little bit of time wasted as we enter added time.
This is what goes on. So I guarantee he won't be playing this short.
And we're just hearing that.
That's a foul. Well done, Jack.
Play on there. We're hearing that Finn Mooney will be okay after that injury. He's got ice on his ankle, but I think he will be fine in the long term, which is obviously good news. Palace have scored a second despite that blow of Mooney coming off though, and they have a lead to protect for these final few minutes, and they're doing it at the minute with Cadogan.
Oh, well done, mate. Unlucky.
Crowded out in the end. They had 3 Chelsea players on him. Webster's ball goes awry. And
got to see this through. Got to see it through. They call it managing the game now. And you can just see Teo just taking his time a little bit, get set, run down that clock.
Into the 92nd minute now. Palace 2, Chelsea 1. It's a sliced clearance from Jack Wells-Morrison. Sheridan helps him out by stepping in for the headed clearance, but Chelsea will have another chance to come forward here as they spread it to the left-hand side with Lewis Hall. The ball back to him is cut out by Thistleton. Strong challenge.
Don't need to, Victor. That's what they're looking for. That's not clever play.
It's taken quickly and Hall is in behind here. Gonzalez is pressuring him. Hall manages to get around him. It's a clear foul, and now Chelsea will have a chance to put a ball into the box as we enter the 93rd minute.
Well, that's a booking, isn't it? Oh, is he going to the back pocket? It's Kevin, isn't it? Kevin Gonzalez, I think, first of all, gives away the foul, then kicks the ball away. So he just needs to be careful. It's silly play. Well, I think the first thing was that the free kick wasn't taken from the position that the foul was given. It's towards Chelsea's goal, so it's further back than where it was given. I think that's why the referee let it play on. And what you've done now is you've given away a free kick in a position. Mola.
Kevin Gonzalez, that was his last action, replaced by Ola Adebomi. Perhaps as well, just another bit of height in the penalty area to deal with this last set piece, as Chelsea launch what is surely the last attack of this game. Free kick to be taken, in swinging, towards the far post. The keeper was up.
Everybody was up.
And it goes all the way through, and now the keeper makes his jog back.
Well, to be honest, in a situation like this, with some of the quality they've had on their passing, it's a really poor set piece. Everybody's in that box. The thing you have to do there is make sure that he drops in the middle of everybody. You just can't miss everybody out and go out of play for a goal kick. So that's a let-off, really, conceding that free kick in that position so late in the game.
Whitworth will clear.
Great kick.
Seconds ticking away. All about keeping the ball now for Palace. It's towards Omilabu, who has a bit of space to bring it down on this right-hand side. Scorer of both goals for Palace today. Akinwale now on the right. Just trying to hold the ball in the corner. And it will go out for a goal kick to Chelsea, and a chance for Kurd, who rushes to get the ball back in play. Referee checks his watch. Into the 95th minute now. Here's Bashir Humphreys, who's been a crucial part of everything Chelsea have tried to do today. It's cut out well, though, by Aidan Steele in midfield. Haig takes the throw in as quickly as possible. Here's Webster. Out to Hall now on the left-hand side. Can Chelsea get one more cross in? Here's Webster again. Tries to get a ball in behind. It's headed clear. Haig heads it back into the danger area. Dan Quick gets it away this time. Now Omilabu. Bashir Humphreys. Omilabu intercepts again and hooks clear.
Oh, it's frantic.
It's fallen for Steele, who plays it forward towards...
it's going to check up.
Ola Adebomi's done really well to hold the ball there. And he plays it wide towards where Malik Cadogan was waiting. It's slightly behind him, but that doesn't matter. And the referee blows for full time. Palace win late on, and they complete a league double over Chelsea in the Under-18s Premier League South. They go 3 points clear of Fulham at the top of the league. And this result not only important for their league position, but a huge confidence boost as we enter the business end of the season. Chelsea hit the crossbar, they hit the post, but David Omilabu scored twice, the second from penalty with just 5 minutes to go, and it ends Crystal Palace 2, Chelsea 1. Mark Bright.
Yes, you know, you've got to score, haven't you? You've got to score goals. The limited opportunities we had, we've scored. We had a penalty, and David Omilabu's got the first one and the second one. So yeah, Chelsea, as we said in the first half, you know, hitting the bar, hitting the post, it doesn't go in. You've got to get that ball in. For all their possession and, you know, control possession they had, you know, Joe Whitworth pulled off one or two saves and then one in the second half. What was hit straight at him? So yes, I mean, they've dominated for years this division, Chelsea, and but some some talented, good players through, and won the FA Youth Cup. What was it, 5 years in a row? So at this level, they have been the dominant figure in the country. Dominant team. So yeah, it's a big boost for us, but we're doing really well. We've got a good group of players, and some have moved up, and Mole has been out most of the season, and he's coming back to add to it. And full credit to the boys. They've put in a good display today. They've defended really well, and Paddy's asked a lot of them, coming up against a very technical Chelsea team, and I'm really pleased for them. They keep marching on and keep it moving forward, and yeah, absolute credit. So I said to you, they score goals, didn't I? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in 3 games. Come on.
Well, we did promise you an interesting game there. You had the woodwork, you had penalties, you had goals. It finishes here, Crystal Palace 2, Chelsea 1. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll be back next time.
get them. Let's go.